does this number belong to Tyler's mom, Beth?
Who's this?
I'd totally appreciate if you didn't answer my question with a question, okay? Thanks. Answer my question, now.
Isn't it usually considered polite to tell someone who you are before making aggressive demands when messaging a complete stranger out of the blue?
Huh?
Who are you?
Holy heck, you really are something else. I'm Cindy, your son's girlfriend.
Huh? My son?
Well, to be more specific, I'm actually his ex-girlfriend. But that's your son's fault. Allow me to explain what I mean.
Okay. I'm really not sure what you mean by my son.
What? Do you need me to say his name again? Tyler. Tyler. Your son, Tyler.
And did this son of mine do something to you?
Yes, he did something super duper horrible to me. He used me, tricked me, deceived me, then tossed me aside when he was done with me like some piece of garbage, like some pawn in his sick game. I'm the poor victim who got chewed up and spat out by your son's marriage scam.
Marriage scam?
Your son tricked me into paying him $150,000 as part of some twisted marriage scam.
My son, Tyler, $150,000?
That's what I just said, isn't it? You're his mom, so you must be getting some money from him, right? That's why you need to take responsibility for what he did and make this right.
Responsibility?
Yes, I am telling you to show some sincerity and good faith by way of apology for your son's despicable behavior towards me.
Could you be more specific?
Give me back the $150K he swindled me out of. If you do, I'll consider this whole thing settled and am very kindly willing to not take him to court. Also, I'm pregnant, so you need to take responsibility for that, too.
You're pregnant? I'm just asking this to make sure, but you wouldn't joke about something as serious as my son Tyler getting you pregnant, would you?
Give me a break, like I joke about that. If anything, it seems like I'm the only one taking this seriously. Tyler promised me we were going to get married. I figured if we were going to end up getting married and spending the rest of our lives together, it wouldn't be a big deal for me to lend him the $150K he was asking for. But in spite of that, the moment I told him I was pregnant, he blurts out, "Not my problem," and runs away like some sniveling coward with his tail between his legs.
Wow.
If he agrees to give me back my $150K and be a daddy to this baby growing inside of me, I won't take him to court for marriage scamming me, and I'll agree to marry him. This isn't going away unless you play ball with me, so you better start taking what I'm saying seriously. Think of it this way. If you work with me on this, all of your problems will disappear in a heartbeat. Isn't that an attractive offer? Besides, Beth, this will be your first grandson. From your point of view, I don't think this is a bad offer at all.
The thing is, Cindy, there is no way my Tyler could possibly have done any of the things you're accusing him of.
Is this where you start blabbering about how my son would never do such a thing? You obviously don't know him very well if you think he's some angel who could do no wrong. I get why you want to tell yourself that, but this is reality. It's time to wake up and smell the coffee. I am the victim of his scheme, and as much as you'd like to tell yourself otherwise, I do actually exist. I'm not a dream, and I'm not a ghost. This is reality. That's why you'll be making sure that jerk Tyler takes full responsibility for everything he did to me. I want the $150K he stole from me back, and his hand in marriage. And I ain't budging on this, so don't even try to negotiate or worm your way out on his behalf, because you'll only make things worse for yourself.
I'm sure you can understand that this is all very sudden for me. I need some time to talk things through with my husband. I take it that won't be a problem for you? I'm absolutely certain this is a case of mistaken identity, but it seems like you've been through a rough time of it lately, so let me get definite confirmation so you can move on and go after whoever it was who really hurt you.
And I'm absolutely certain I have the right person, but fine. Once your little family meeting's over, I'll be waiting for my $150K and my wedding. Speak soon.
Vince, I'm sorry to bug you while you're away on business like this. There is something I need to discuss with you urgently.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm currently in the bus en route to the hotel, so I wasn't busy anyway. What's up? Is everything okay?
Listen, someone messaged me out of the blue. Supposedly Tyler scammed some girl out of $150K with some kind of marriage scam, as well as getting her pregnant.
Excuse me? A marriage scam? Pregnancy? Tyler?
Some girl called Cindy messaged me all of a sudden.
Surely it's just some kind of prank. I've heard about this kind of thing on the news before. They call a bunch of people with some dramatic story, citing a random name until they find someone who matches. Tyler couldn't possibly do something like that in the first place. Even if it's not a prank, maybe she's making some kind of misunderstanding. In any case, there's absolutely no way what she's saying is true. At least not with our Tyler.
Right, I'm with you 100%. I try to see the best in people, so I'd like to think she's making some kind of misunderstanding. But the thing is, I don't know anyone called Cindy, and I have no idea how she got my number or knows Tyler's name. I supposed she could have tried her luck with hundreds of people before me, but it still kind of feels too oddly specific to be a random prankster. To tell you the truth, Vince, I'm scared.
Right? It must have given you quite a shock to get bombarded with all that stuff.
Does the name Cindy ring any bells to you?
Nope, nothing. I don't know anyone named Cindy.
I see.
Right, first things first. I'm gonna come home tomorrow. It's probably an overreaction, but I think you should take Tyler and get away from the house for tonight, just in case.
Right, you're right. If Cindy knows this much, she might know where we live, too. I'll call my dad and have him pick us up and take him to my folks' place.
Yeah, good idea. Also, I don't think you should reply to her anymore until we get a better idea of what's actually going on here.
You're right. I'll think about how to proceed from here while keeping an eye on things and seeing how this all plays out. All right, I'm gonna make the preparations for mine and Tyler's emergency evacuation.
Great. If anything happens, you're to let me know immediately.
Thanks, Vince. You're my rock. I'll be in touch when we get to my folks' place.
Be careful.
Hey, Beth? How did last night's family meeting go? I've been waiting for you to message me for ages. What the heck's going on? Do you have any idea how anxious you made me? I've done nothing but worry after what your jerk of a son did to me, and now you're making my head even worse. I was so anxious I cried all night. Look, don't you feel guilty about what you did to me? Hurry up! I want my $150K and my wedding! Hey! Hurry up! I sent you a picture of me crying, god damn it! Do you have no heart? How can you ignore the fact that your evil son took advantage of a poor, vulnerable young woman for his own financial gain? You're a disgrace to all mothers. Hurry up and tell Tyler to give me back my $150K and put a goddamn ring on my finger. Beth, you better quit ignoring me right now. Is it any wonder Tyler grew up into the kind of guy who makes girls cry with a mother like you? If you keep dragging this out, my patience and kindness will wear thin, and it won't be $150K you owe me, but $250K. Also, I'll demand the wedding be held abroad on a luxurious tropical island. Is that what you want? For me to increase my demands? Hurry up and drag that scumbag Tyler out of hiding pronto.
Vince, I finally found out Cindy's true identity.
Seriously?
Yep, and that's not all. I also know who she means by Tyler.
Oh?
I want to tell you everything in detail. Do you think maybe you could stop off at my folks' place on the way home from work?
I'll be there!
Hey, I am freaking serious here. Stop ignoring me.
Sorry I kept you waiting, Cindy.
Aha, there you are. You kept me waiting for a whole 3 days. That's it. You leave me no choice but to up the stakes to $250K and a foreign wedding.
Listen, Cindy, here's the thing. Tyler is a 2-year-old girl.
Huh?
The reason I'm so late getting back to you is because I wanted to take some measures to ensure my daughter's safety before I did, so please find it in your heart to forgive me. As for your claim, I wish you would have done a more thorough investigation before bombarding me with your threatening messages.
What are you talking about?
You extracted my phone number out of one of my friends, didn't you?
Huh? One of your friends?
I got a message from her. She told me she gave you my number because you approached her outside kindergarten and fed her your nonsense story about Tyler, my 2-year-old, owing you settlement money. She asked me if I ended up getting any messages from you.
Wait, those moms having an idle chit-chat outside the kindergarten were your friends?
Yes. I told her I had no recollection of anything involving settlement money and that she shouldn't blindly accept suspicious stories involving large sums of money owed to strangers, especially when they involve giving out my private information. But then it dawned on me. She was talking about you, wasn't she, Cindy? When I showed her the photo you sent me, she said it was you, beyond any shadow of a doubt. When I asked in more detail about what exactly happened, she said you approached her just around the time they were all talking about the fact that I was planning on buying Tyler that $15 toy aeroplane that's in all the TV commercials right now for her 3rd birthday.
Wait, what? $15? Not $150,000?
Right.
The aeroplane is a toy? Not a real airplane?
Right, of course. My husband's a huge radio communications and aviation geek, and thanks to him, Tyler's really into planes right now.
What the hell is going on here? That's not my Tyler.
Right, of course she isn't. I'm repeating myself now, but my Tyler is a 2-year-old girl.
I wanted to find Tyler to get my revenge on him for what he did to me. And while I was walking around the neighborhood where the kindergarten is, I overheard some people talking about a Tyler whose mom was going to buy him a $150,000 airplane for his birthday. It sounded like they were talking about a super rich family, and I kept hearing the name Tyler, so I put 2 and 2 together, and I thought it was the scumbag who tricked me.
I see. So the harassment you've been subjecting me to over the last few days was all the result of a misunderstanding you made after mishearing something while walking around town?
I misheard them? Oh my God.
The Tyler you're referring to was your male friend and classmate from back when you were attending college in Seattle, wasn't he? The pampered, spoiled son of a very rich family?
Yes, but wait, how do you know all this?
I think the Tyler you're looking for used to live in our neighborhood.
Really?
I came from out of town, so I didn't know the family personally, but according to what the neighbors tell me, he got a job with a major Japanese YouTube manga company straight after graduating college and hasn't even been in the States for the last 5 years.
What? He left 5 years ago?
Supposedly, he used to come back to visit his family, but hasn't been home at all in the last 2 years, what with everything that's been going on in the world lately. Which means it's safe to say the possibility of you being pregnant with his child is precisely 0.
What?
Which begs the question, what on earth were you trying to accomplish by bombarding me with all of this talk of marriage scams and pregnancy?
I've had it with you. Fine, you're right. Well done, Beth. You figured me out. It was all a lie.
I knew it.
But you should know this is still all Tyler's fault. No matter how much poetry or how many love letters I left in his mailbox, he didn't even have the basic decency to reply to me. No, scratch that. He wouldn't even look at me. And what's worse, he even had the nerve to start dating another girl from our class. The most horrible part of it was she wasn't even nearly as pretty as I am. Don't you think that's horrible?
That's a difficult question to answer given that I wasn't there and don't know the circumstances.
But no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't get him off my mind. Then I remembered how I heard his family home was in your neighborhood one time during class back when I was at college. So I rode 6 hours on the bus to pay him a little visit. But then, What I thought was a piece of blessed fortune, that little tidbit of information I happened across when I heard the moms gossiping outside the kindergarten, was actually a different Tyler all along? I can't believe it.
But listen, Cindy, how was anyone ever possibly going to believe any of this nonsense about marriage scams and pregnancies when you hadn't seen each other in over 5 years?
Well, that's simple. Tyler can't handle his alcohol, so I was just going to play it off like we hooked up one night when he was wasted and he didn't remember it.
Wow, I'm at a loss for words. This goes beyond a simple misunderstanding. You're dangerous.
Shut your goddamn mouth, old lady!
By the way, Cindy, word has it you've been reported to the police.
The police? Wait, what?
You're outside my house right now, right? I just got a text from one of the neighbors saying they called the cops because they saw a suspicious girl crouched in the bushes with a pair of binoculars outside my house.
Whoa. Why would they do that? No. You need to explain to the cops that this is all a huge misunderstanding. I didn't break any laws.
I'm pretty sure making threats and trying to blackmail people is in fact against the law, Cindy. Despite the fact this ultimately turned out to be an outrageous case of mistaken identity based on a misunderstanding, doesn't mean it was any less scary for me. If my friend hadn't messaged and explained what was going on, I'd still be none the wiser to the truth and most likely be living in terror of what might happen to me and my daughter. I suggest you have a nice friendly chat with the police and calm yourself down. And count yourself lucky if you get off with nothing but a warning this time.
No, I don't want to talk to the cops. What the hell do you think you're doing?
My daughter and I spent the majority of this saga at my parents' house as refugees. When it was finally time to go home after everything had blown over, when I arrived at the house, I was dismayed to find all of my plant pots smashed into little pieces, and the front door covered in shoe marks that made it seem as though someone had been kicking it repeatedly with quite some force. Luckily, we have a door camera, and something tells me you won't be surprised to hear whose rage-contorted face we found on the footage. We swiftly handed the whole recording in at the police station alongside the chat logs of all her threats against me. When I did, without revealing any details, the sheriff told me she was already under investigation for another crime. The police worked their magic, and before Cindy knew it, she was behind bars. Even though it turned out to be a case of mistaken identity in the end, I still felt a strange sense of relief when I heard the news. Vince and I decided to take Tyler and move out of town, just to be safe. Fortunately, Cindy's parents seemed normal, and they agreed to cover all the costs. Me and Father were at her wits' end. We disowned and kicked her out after her third arrest, thinking it would be for her own good in the long run. How wrong we were, is what the message I got from her mom said. Who would have thought something as simple as my daughter's name could have led to such an absurd sequence of events? Reality really is stranger than fiction. But at least now, we finally have peace and quiet, and more importantly, peace of mind.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
I can't believe this. I thought I was seeing things. Was that really you, Kelly?
Excuse me? This can't be Jem. Or is it? I thought I blocked you. How'd you get my line ID?
Oh yeah, it's probably because I switched phones and got a new line ID.
I didn't expect a text from you, to be honest.
I guess the last time we talked was like 3 years ago, after our divorce, right? I really didn't expect to see you at my friend's wedding.
Are you here? Don't tell me you're here at the wedding reception right now.
There's only one wedding held at the hall right now, so I'm pretty sure it's one and the same. What a coincidence, huh? I divorced you because you wouldn't give me a kid, and then I run into my ex at my friend's wedding 3 years later. You can't make this stuff up. I was invited to the wedding by the groom. How about you?
On the bright side, we work at the same company.
Oh, so that means you work at Ace Trading. Wow, I didn't think you had it in you. That's a pretty good company, I hear.
Where I work has nothing to do with you. It's none of your business.
Well, that's where you're wrong. I'm married to your younger sister, Susan. How is that none of my business? We're family. She's been shunned by her folks and all her relatives. The least I can do for my dear wife is to convey to her that her big sister is alive and well.
Are you serious? You betray me and you have an affair with my little sister? You have no right to say that. And as for my baby sister, she betrayed me too. She had an adulterous affair with my ex-husband. Who can blame my folks for not wanting to do anything with her or to you? There's nothing we need to be ashamed of. I would really prefer that you not contact me anymore.
Oh, come on, Kelly, calm down. No need to get all high and mighty. It's my friend's wedding after all.
Then just stop sending me messages and stay out of my life.
That's what I'm talking about. That presumptuous attitude. I thought I just said let's not be rude and just calm down.
The wedding reception is getting started. Maybe you should concentrate on celebrating your friend's wedding.
Yeah, maybe you're right. See you around. Hey, Kelly, Jim here again. I forgot to tell you, but I'm a father now. Can you imagine? Man, if I'd stayed married to you, this would never have happened. A father. Unbelievable. And it's a boy. I have a son. You can imagine how my mother took it. She always wanted a boy, as someone to take over the family one of these days. Do you remember how she went on and on about it? She was praising Susan to the hilt, and going on about our boy being her first grandson. Susan and my mum get along so well. They are like the best of friends. If only you were able to have kids, my mum wouldn't have hated you so much. I actually feel for her. I mean, think about it. We couldn't have kids for 5 years. And Mum waiting for her first grandson all those years, which you failed to provide. I can understand her animosity towards you. It sure was tough right after we divorced, what with that compensation I had to pay. We had a hard time making ends meet for a while, but year after we split, my father inherited quite a bit after my grandfather died. Now we've got it made. No more money worries. In fact, we've got a pretty good life. What I'm trying to say is that after I dumped you, although it was tough the first year, we're now in easy mode, living the good life. Oh, and in comparison, what the hell happened to you, Kelly? Sorry, it's just that I feel so sorry for you. I mean, to be honest, you look dreadful. What happened to you? I took one look at you and I almost burst out laughing. I mean, I held back, because I didn't want to be rude, you know. I mean, Kelly, really? What's with that tummy? How many rolls of fat are you hiding under that dress? Oh my god. It's only been like 3 years. You sure put plenty flesh on them bones. Oh, after I dumped you probably just let it all go. Is that it? Oh, I know, I shouldn't be laughing, but man, I can't get over it. Hey, are you seeing this? No response from you, even after all that, huh? Oh, I can see that your phone is sitting on the table. Pick it up for God's sake. Hey, Kelly. That guy you're sitting next to, what? You trying to pick the guy up or something? A little close for comfort. You do know who that guy is, right? He's the CEO of that media corporation. His company is all the rage now. I don't think it's a good idea to try seducing the guy, especially with that tummy. Oh, no use trying, Kelly. Extremely unlikely he would even give you the time of day. Oh, I suggest you go on a diet, then maybe try again. Looks like it's photo time with the bride and groom. Oh, let me give you a tip. Stop bothering the guy next to you and just concentrate on gobbling up that food in front of you. That's what you came here for in the first place, right? Hey, Kelly, Jimmy boy here again. Hey, why'd you get so fat anyway? Just curious. I want to take home some juicy bit of news to the wife and kid. They'll get a good laugh out of it. I bet you were so broken-hearted after divorcing me that you went into total despair, that all you could do was sit around and eat all day. That's it, isn't it? Oh.
You really don't give up, do you?
Hey, Kelly, finally decided to respond, huh?
I left it on the table on purpose. I thought it would be rude to be staring at the phone all day. Wanted to show a little respect, unlike some people I know. I just read over all your messages. What the hell is all this? This is a festive occasion. Why don't we stop with all this nonsense? I mean, why did you even come to this wedding? To tap away on your smartphone and make derogatory remarks to your ex-wife? Don't you have better things to do, for Pete's sake?
But I just couldn't help myself. I mean, look at you. How can I not make remarks to the huge belly?
Well, that tummy, it's that way because I'm pregnant. That's why.
Excuse me?
Oh yeah, and also, that guy I was sitting next to? The guy you said I was sitting too close to and that I was trying to seduce or something? You know the guy you said who was the CEO of that media corporation? That's my husband. That's right, we're married.
What? Your husband? You're pregnant? But how?
I don't plan on going to that after party, so I'm off.
Hey, wait a sec. Can you even have... I thought you couldn't have kids. Kelly, are you there? About my son, he's not my kid. A few years back, I caught Susan cheating with another guy. I thought it was all over, just thought it was a fling, but I got to thinking. Anyway, I did a DNA check and found out that he wasn't my kid. How did this even happen? I really don't need this in my life. I just confronted Susan about this, and after I confirmed her infidelity, I handed her the divorce papers, and now we're living apart. I'm at my parents' place. You remember the place we all lived together when we were married, right? The 2-apartment-style home. Well, I moved in with my folks, and Susan and that kid live next door. So what I have to do now is get that divorce through and kick Susan and the kid out of our home. Then I can move back into my own place. But, well, when all that is solved, Kelly, I want to... Well, wait a second. Maybe this is not the right time. I prefer that we wait. Wait until I'm in a better frame of mind. When all this emotional baggage is gone, and until then, I want you to be patient. Okay, Kelly? Kelly, you there? I did it. I divorced her. And I got a sizable amount of compensation out of her too. But she has no money to speak of, so it's just a pittance. Nevertheless, I took her for all she had, emptied her savings account. Man, what a relief. Let's go on a honeymoon with this money. What do you say, Kelly? Like old times? This time we'll do it right. We'll try for that honeymoon baby. Now that you can have kids, anyway. What about it, Kelly? Sounds pretty good,
This is way too creepy for me. Would you stop contacting me?
Pardon me?
I was going to just ignore you, but you seemed like you were going to go on and on about it. So I thought I would put a stop to it once and for all. I should first mention, my husband is sitting right next to me, just so you know before I continue.
Why is he there?
Now, why wouldn't I want my husband here? I don't keep secrets from him. I thought I told you this already, Jim. I remarried. And what's more, I'm pregnant with his child. I kind of remember someone chiding me about my big belly a couple of months ago. So, why the hell are you talking about getting back together with me? And about this so-called honeymoon? Have you gone totally bonkers?
But don't you think it's fate? I mean, we were made for each other.
What the hell are you even talking about?
We were reunited at my friend's wedding. I thought I'd never see you again, but there you were. I call that fate. That's where I learned you could actually have kids, that it was all a mistake. You don't call all this fate. Then I found out about Susan. All the pieces fell into place. I also learned that the kid wasn't mine. I would have ended up bringing up a totally unknown stranger. This whole affair, how everything sort of happened at once, all of it materializing in front of us. We were made to get back together, to be with one another. It was God's will. That's why we should be husband and wife again.
Jim, can I ask you something?
What is it?
Didn't you ever think that you were the problem? That you're infertile?
Wait, what? Me? Infertile? No way.
We were married for 5 years, and we couldn't have kids during that time. And after you married Susan, you guys tried for 3 years, right? But you were unsuccessful. So, that's like 8 years of trying. Kind of points to the obvious. Don't you agree?
Yes, well, maybe, but how could I be, no, that can't be right.
This is just my opinion, but maybe you should see a doctor and get checked out. That's the only way to find out for sure. To be honest, I don't care what you do. It's none of my business whether you're fertile or not.
But that doesn't mean,
We got a bit sidetracked, but listen to me, Jim, and listen good. I have no intention of getting back together with you, much less going on a honeymoon with you. Are you nuts? I am really mystified that you would want to get back together with me. I told you I was married and have a child on the way. Why the hell would you even think of rekindling this whole pathetic relationship?
well, that's because I found out you could have kids, that you were actually fertile, so you know.
I'm starting to sound like a broken record, for God's sake. I'm married, Jim. Hitched, united, and wedlocked. Join in holy matrimony. How many different ways do I have to keep saying this to you? I'm going to have a child with someone who is not you.
But we could still, you can give birth to that kid, get a divorce, transfer all rights to your husband. We can start anew.
Ugh, you're not serious.
Pretty good idea, huh? What do you say? Want to go for it?
I think you need to see a doctor, Jim. I don't think a guy like you should have kids, to be honest. You make no sense whatsoever. That's the craziest thing I ever heard.
Why would you say that? It's not crazy at all.
Wow, if you truly feel that way, God help us. You know what, Jim? I think it would be better for humanity if you stayed single for the rest of your life. Goodbye. My younger sister Susan and her son, she apparently contacted the real father, and he took the boy in and is now living with the guy's parents. That left my sister all alone. I never heard from her after that. As for my ex-husband, it seems he never took my advice to see that doctor about his infertility. Guess he wasn't ready to face reality. Probably never will. Last I heard, he and my ex-mother-in-law tried hooking Jim up to various girls, but eventually, their overzealous methods just turned people away until they were considered persona non grata. They were just creeped out by him. I also heard that my former in-laws eventually got divorced. What I heard was that Jim and his mother used up most of what his father received as his inheritance. He sued them later for like $60,000. Last I heard, Jim and his mom are working day and night to pay back the enormous debt that had accumulated.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
So, I saw your RSVP and, not attending? Really, Ashley? You're seriously going to skip my wedding?
Why did you even send me an invitation? You honestly thought I'd want to watch you marry the man who cheated on me with you?
It's called being classy. I'm including everyone, even the bitter ex-wife. You're the one making it weird by turning it into drama.
No, Cindy. What's weird is you thinking we're still friends. You slept with my husband, Cindy, while we were still married.
Oh my God, not this again. I didn't steal him. If your marriage had been working, he wouldn't have looked elsewhere. Maybe take a little accountability.
Take a little accountability? Coming from the girl who's made a habit of stealing other people's boyfriends since high school? You were always accidentally dating someone's boyfriend, then acted shocked when people got upset. You flirted with Jessica's boyfriend at homecoming, hooked up with Brianna's prom date, and even lied about Melanie's. You've been doing this forever, Cindy. You just finally found one who was dumb enough to marry you.
Wow, really digging up the archives, huh? I didn't realize this was a court hearing.
It's not a court hearing, it's a pattern. And the only reason you invited me is to make yourself look innocent. You want me there so you don't have to sit in the mess you made by yourself.
Okay, wow, someone's clearly not over it. Maybe try therapy instead of lashing out at people who've moved on.
I've moved on. That's why I said no. Because I have no interest in watching two liars play house like nothing happened.
Brad isn't a liar. He's my fiancé, soon to be my husband, and we're happy. You should try being happy for us.
I was happy until you both blew up my life behind my back and acted like I was the villain for being upset.
Jeez, relax. I was just trying to be nice by inviting you. Brad thought it might help clear the air or whatever.
The only thing that needs clearing is your delusion that I'd ever show up to support either of you after what you did.
Well, you know what it looks like from the outside. It looks like you're bitter and lonely. Like you can't stand the idea that we won.
You didn't win, Cindy. You got a man who cheats, lies, and sneaks around. That's not a win, that's a warning sign.
At least I'm not still clinging to the past. You really need to let it go and find something to do with your time.
I do have something to do with my time. A job I actually earned, responsibilities I take seriously, and a future I'm proud of. Unlike some people, I don't build my life out of someone else's leftovers and call it an upgrade.
Oh, here we go, Miss Hard-Working Career Woman. We get it, Ashley. You have a job. You probably schedule your emotions in Outlook.
I'd rather schedule my emotions than spend my life blowing up other people's just to feel important.
You really don't have to be so cold. I extended an olive branch and you basically lit it on fire.
You didn't send me an olive branch. You sent me a glitter-covered invitation to the wedding of my ex-husband and my ex-best friend. There's no peace offering in that, just arrogance. You and Brad deserve each other. Just don't expect me to clap while the ship sinks.
Fine, be that way. Don't say I didn't try to be the bigger person.
You didn't try to be anything but smug. And if you really want the truth, I hope you get everything you deserve.
Okay, so I've been thinking, and I feel like maybe we got off on the wrong foot with that whole RSVP thing. I know you're still mad, but honestly, I think this could be a healing moment for everyone if you just showed up. In fact, Brad and I were talking, and we actually think it would be so perfect if you gave a little speech.
A speech? You want me to give a speech? At your wedding? To the man who cheated on me with you?
Exactly. Think of how mature it would be. Everyone would see how graceful you are. It would show you finally moved on.
You are unbelievable. This isn't about grace. It's about you wanting me there for the optics. You want people to clap for your growth.
That is so unfair. This has nothing to do with optics. It's about letting go and showing we're not enemies.
Cut the garbage. Why do you really want me there, Cindy?
Fine, you want the truth. It's because it would be iconic, me walking down the aisle in that designer gown, surrounded by luxury, and you, the ex, being classy and cool and giving a heartfelt speech. It's like the ultimate moment of power and forgiveness.
Right. Forgiveness as performance. Very on brand for you.
Also, it doesn't hurt that Brad is spending $50,000 on this wedding. 5 times what he spent on yours, by the way. The venue alone is almost $20,000. And the ring? Custom. You should see it sparkle.
50,000? Interesting. I didn't realize Brad had that kind of money lying around.
Well, clearly he was just waiting for the right person to spend it on.
Sure. Or maybe he's just gotten really good at pretending.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Just funny how someone who needed help paying rent a year ago is suddenly throwing $50,000 parties.
Maybe I'm just worth it. Ever think of that?
I think Brad's always had a way of making things look a lot shinier than they really are.
You really think I'm trying to hurt you, don't you? I'm just trying to include you because deep down, I still care.
You care about appearances. You care about control. You don't care about me. You never have. And you clearly don't know me at all.
Ugh, you're impossible. It's like no matter what I say, you twist it into some personal attack.
Because everything you say is about you. Your idea of peace is me putting on a smile while you soak up attention.
It's not attention, Ashley. It's love. It's a celebration, and you're the only one making it toxic.
No, I'm just the only one refusing to pretend your fantasy is real. You betrayed me, and now you want me to clap for it?
People would respect you more if you could just be the bigger person.
People already respect me, Cindy, because I don't fake forgiveness to look good in group photos.
Brad said you'd pull this. He said you'd make everything about you and refuse to let go.
Funny, he made everything about himself when he walked out of our marriage and straight into yours. Enjoy him.
Wow, I was offering you a moment to show grace and closure, but I guess you're too bitter to see the opportunity.
You're not offering grace, you're offering humiliation dressed in pastels. I'm not giving a speech, I'm not coming to your wedding, and I'm not pretending.
You'll regret this. One day when you're old and alone, you'll wish you had made peace while you had the chance.
If peace means standing in a room full of people clapping for a lie, I'll take solitude. Happily.
What the hell, Ashley? Where is everybody? You didn't seriously convince our entire friend group to skip my wedding, did you?
No, Cindy, I didn't need to convince anyone. People just made their own choice, and none of them chose you.
Oh, please. You've been poisoning people against me for years. Don't act innocent. I know you've been talking trash behind my back.
You're giving me way too much credit. You burned every one of those bridges on your own. I just stayed out of the smoke.
This is insane. Not a single person from high school came. Not one. They were supposed to be here. I invited everyone. I even told the caterer to prepare for all of them. You know how expensive that was?
Maybe check a calendar, Cindy, or a group chat. It's the 10-year reunion tonight. Everyone's there. That's where they are.
Wait, what? You're telling me they scheduled the reunion on the same night as my wedding?
No, they scheduled the reunion. You scheduled your wedding without knowing because nobody thought you'd be invited anyway.
You've got to be kidding. You're saying I wasn't even invited to my own reunion?
That's exactly what I'm saying. You're not on the list. No one thought you'd be missed. And guess what? You weren't.
Unbelievable. So they just, left me out? Without even saying anything after all the years I spent hanging out with them?
Years you spent stealing their boyfriends, starting drama, and acting like you were the main character in everyone else's life? Yeah, that caught up to you.
Oh my God. Seriously? Everyone is still mad about stupid high school drama? That was a decade ago. We were kids.
And you haven't changed a bit. That's the problem. You're still the same girl who treats people like trash and expects praise.
Okay, wow. So you're all just fake. Smiling to my face, pretending we're cool, and then ghosting me the second I do something real?
No one ghosted you. They just stopped pretending. You finally saw what life looks like when people stop covering for your messes.
Unreal. I bet you're loving this. Sitting there in your boring little job while I have a designer gown and a luxury venue.
The difference is my life is built on trust and hard work. Yours is built on stolen men and hollow Instagram captions.
Please, your life is just spreadsheets and takeout. I've got a custom ring, a $50,000 wedding, and a new last name. I even upgraded the menu just in case the reunion crowd showed up. They were supposed to be part of this.
And still nobody showed up.
You think this is funny? You think it's fun watching me throw money away on Wagyu sliders and truffle risotto for ghosts?
You needed it so badly you begged me to give a speech. Don't pretend you weren't counting on applause to make it all feel real.
You know what? Let them rot at that stupid reunion. You think I care that a bunch of nobodies are eating shrimp in a banquet hall?
It's actually a rooftop downtown. Full bar, gourmet catering, packed guest list. I'm here right now, actually. It's lovely.
Oh, so now you're bragging? Wow, Ashley, classy.
I'm not bragging. I'm just answering your question. You asked where everyone was. I gave you the truth.
Screw the truth. You people were never real friends. All you ever did was judge me because I was hotter and had more confidence.
We didn't judge you because you were pretty, Cindy. We judged you because you were cruel, competitive, and couldn't stop betraying people.
Whatever. This is all fake. You're all fake. I bet the whole thing is a setup just to make me feel left out.
No setup required. You did that part all on your own.
You've got to be kidding me. Tell me this is some prank. Those photos from the reunion, they can't be real. Tell me it's fake.
They're absolutely real. Tyson proposed last month. We decided to share the news at the reunion. Everyone was genuinely happy for us.
You're engaged to Tyson Banks? Are you frickin' serious? He was supposed to be mine.
No, he wasn't. You had a crush, a loud, obsessive, one-sided crush. That doesn't make him yours. It just makes you persistent.
Everyone knew I liked him. I posted about him constantly. I wrote his name all over my binders. That was my dream guy.
And he never once showed interest. You chased a fantasy, meanwhile Tyson and I got to know each other like adults. Quietly, respectfully, and with actual connection.
So what, you just slide in behind my back while I was planning a wedding? You seriously can't let me have anything, can you?
Cindy, the only thing you had was someone else's husband and a Pinterest board. Don't act like you built something worth defending.
He's not even your type. Tyson is adventurous and fun, and you're just organized and uptight and beige.
He likes stability, loyalty, integrity. He's not interested in drama queens with zero impulse control and a 10-year trail of ex-friends.
I'm divorcing Brad right now. He's a mess anyway. I'm done wasting time. I am going after Tyson. He's going to see this.
That's bold, considering Tyson already knows about your entire track record and wants nothing to do with you.
You told him lies about me?
I didn't need to lie. I just answered his questions. Turns out, slept with my best friend's husband speaks for itself.
I can't believe this. First, you ruined my wedding. Now you're sabotaging my future? You are obsessed with tearing me down.
You're doing that just fine on your own. But since you brought up Brad, you might want to look at his financials.
He said he had savings. He told me he was waiting to use them on something meaningful, like our wedding.
That something meaningful apparently also included a last-minute loan, taken out in your name, by the way.
What?
I heard from someone at the bank. He applied for credit using your joint information. I guess you didn't read the fine print when you signed the registry forms.
He wouldn't do that. You're lying. That's illegal.
So is lying on loan applications, and yet, here we are. I suggest checking your credit score soon.
This is insane. You don't know anything. We just booked a luxury honeymoon. He bought me a Louis bag. None of that screams broke.
Brad has maxed out 3 credit cards in the last 6 months. He borrowed $5,000 from a mutual friend and said he was 3 months behind on rent.
No, you're just saying this to ruin things for me. You're bitter and jealous and making things up to feel powerful.
I'm not bitter. I'm free. Which is more than I can say for you, tied to a man whose whole image is fake, and whose debt is now halfway attached to your name.
You think you're so smart just because your life is quiet and boring? Well, guess what? I'd rather be dramatic than invisible.
And I'd rather be invisible than bankrupt, married to a fraud, and alone in a banquet hall with 80 untouched Wagyu sliders.
Ashley, you have to help me, please. I know things got ugly between us, but this is serious. I don't know what to do.
That's a first.
I am not joking. Brad's gone. He packed a bag and disappeared. He left a note saying, "Sorry, but I had to." That's all.
And now you're surprised?
He took the rest of our cash. The honeymoon was never booked. The Louis bag, it was fake. And the wedding invoices, all in my name.
Sounds about right.
I'm being harassed by the caterer, the venue, the planner. They're threatening legal action. The dress isn't even paid off. I thought he handled it all.
You thought wrong.
I owe over $30,000. That doesn't even include the credit card he opened with my info. They say I co-signed. I didn't even know he used my name.
Let me guess. You didn't read anything before signing. You were too busy showing off your perfect day.
He told me not to worry. He said he had it covered, that he had investments coming in, that this was the least I deserved.
And you believed him, just like you believed you won.
You don't get it. He conned me. He used me. You were married to him. You know how charming he can be.
I do. I also know how full of crap he is. That's why I divorced him. That's why I warned you.
No, you didn't. You were smug and cold and sarcastic, but you never actually warned me.
I told you he was a liar. I told you he was broke. You said I was bitter. That's not on me, Cindy.
You could have tried harder. You could have stopped me. You knew he would do something like this.
I tried. You laughed. You told me I was jealous. You posted smug little captions about manifesting your dreams. That wasn't a dream, Cindy. That was my trash.
I can't afford this. I can't even make rent this month. I might lose my job if this hits my credit report. I need help.
You need a lawyer, or a financial advisor, or maybe both, but I'm not either of those things. And I'm done being your fallback plan.
You're really going to just sit there while my life falls apart after everything? After all those years of knowing each other?
We weren't friends, Cindy. Not really. You just used me, just like you used everyone. The only difference now is you picked someone who used you back.
I'm begging you. I don't have anyone else. You don't even have to give me money. Just help me find him. You must know something.
I don't, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. I'm not going to track down my cheating ex-husband so you can scream at him for being exactly who he's always been.
Please, just call the bank. Say I didn't co-sign. Or talk to the planner. Tell them you know he misled me. Something. Anything.
You think I'm going to clean up after your mess? You thought stealing Brad would give you some kind of fairy tale? What you got was debt in a tuxedo and a disappearing act.
I thought you'd understand. I thought maybe deep down you still cared. That some part of you wouldn't want to see me ruined.
I don't want to see you ruined. I just don't want to stop you from finally facing what you are. You wanted my life, you got his lies. You can keep them.
You are heartless.
No, Cindy, I'm just finally done.
You'll regret this. When I figure it all out, when I recover from this, you'll wish you hadn't turned your back.
I didn't turn my back. I just stopped facing the wrong direction.
You're unbelievable. I hope Tyson cheats on you. I hope he walks out like Brad did. I hope you choke on your smugness.
And I hope you eventually realize that none of this happened to you. It happened because of you.
Don't you dare block me, Ashley. I swear if you block me...
Goodbye, Cindy. I didn't block Cindy to hurt her. I blocked her because I finally realized she was never going to stop dragging me backwards. Some people mistake chaos for passion and drama for love, but I'm done mistaking noise for meaning. Brad was a liar, but Cindy made a choice too. She saw what he did to me, and she still wanted to wear the ring. She thought she could outrun consequences by pretending they only belonged to other people. But eventually, the truth catches up, with all of us. I didn't destroy her life. I just didn't save it. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not interested in proving anything. I have a quiet life, a steady relationship, and people around me who don't need to be impressed, just respected. Let her chase ghosts and empty luxury if she wants. I have real love now, real peace. And nothing, not a wedding, not a grudge, not a desperate text at midnight, is ever going to shake that again. She thought she was writing the ending to my story. Turns out, she was just the cautionary footnote.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey sis, I'm pregnant!
Huh? Oh, I see. That's great. Congratulations.
I forgot to tell you, but I'm 8 months gone.
Wait, what? 8 months already?
Yep, I'll be having a home birth at Mom and Dad's place tomorrow. See you there.
Tomorrow?
You got a problem with that?
No, I mean, it's great that you're doing a home birth at your mom and dad's place, but I just wish you'd have told me this a little earlier so I could have had a chance to adjust my plans.
Excuse me? Since when did I have to get permission from my sister-in-law for everything I do? Are you my boss now? Anyway, you've been married to my brother, what, like 10 years now? How is it that you still haven't had any kids? I don't know whose fault it is, but there has to be something wrong with one of you. So, who is it? Are you a barren wasteland, or is he shooting blanks? In any case, I'm being kind enough to let the two of you look after heavily pregnant me tomorrow. Think of it as kind of like preparation for if you two ever manage to conceive. You better treat me well. I want to see the gratitude in every word, facial expression, and gesture.
Why me?
Because you're my brother's woman, obviously.
Right, I see. So you'll be arriving tomorrow afternoon?
That's right.
Got it. 2 weeks later.
Anya, sis, are you there? Hey, respond now. My room's like covered in dust. Did you really think this is acceptable? This is the room my little boy's gonna be born in, and you have the nerve to leave it in that state? Will you please get it cleaned up ASAP?
Sylvie, I'm at work right now.
What? You call that work? Don't make me laugh. You're just holed up in your room like always. Mom and Dad were complaining about how you're always up there typing away on your computer like some video game addicted, cave-dwelling beast.
I've told you this countless times since coming home, but I work from home. I can do my job entirely from my bedroom. Just because I'm at home during the day doesn't mean I'm lazing around or have nothing to do. If anything, I'm busier now that I was back in my office days. I'm not opposed to helping look after you while you're pregnant, but there's a physical limit to how much I'm able to do.
Excuse me?
I understand you're heavily pregnant, and I understand you can't move around as well as you used to. But that said, you can still do some things for yourself, and you don't need me waiting on you hand and foot 24/7. Not only that, but your mom's always around if you need her. Please stop trying to force everything on me.
Wow, how dare you? Are you seriously trying to force your duties onto my elderly mother? How despicable. That's just bullying, plain and simple. You're bullying your mother-in-law. Who knew my sister-in-law had such a rotten personality? It's such a shame. I used to think you were nice back then when we first met, but it seems like you got too comfortable with my brother, and now you think you can say and do whatever you like. It's scary. Are you gonna bully me too? I'm gonna feel like super uncomfortable around you now.
Oh, give me a break, Sylvie. I'm hardly telling you and your mom to do everything, am I? All I'm asking is that you do the things you can do by yourself, and that she help with the things she's able to help with.
You're so horrible! How could you be this mean-spirited? You're like some kind of movie villain. You're twisted! Wah! Wah!
Actually, I'm the one who wants to cry. The next day.
Hey, Anya. Everything okay?
Hey, Charlie.
I heard from an old classmate who lives in the same neighborhood as my folks. Apparently, my little sister moved in with you guys when I got transferred away for work, and you've been having a real hard time of it lately. Is it true? Is everything okay, Anya? What's going on?
Well...
My sister and parents have always had a poor attitude towards you. I know that. But I did tell you to tell me if anything happened with him, didn't I? You could talk to me about anything.
I'm sorry. I didn't want it to affect your work badly in any way, so I kept it to myself.
Don't be silly, babe. You need to think about yourself sometimes, too. Everyone at work's really understanding, so please don't worry about that. What actually happened?
Apparently, Sylvie fell pregnant and came back to your folks' place for her home birth.
Wait, what? My sister is pregnant? Since when? That's the first I've heard of it.
Oh wow, you mean she didn't tell you either? She says she's 8 months gone already.
8 months?
Right? I was surprised too. She only told me the day before I came back home. Then she basically ordered me to go to your folks' place, where I was apparently obliged to be your personal servant, carer, and waitress, and expected to cater to her every whim at a moment's notice. Naturally, your mom and dad always have her back 100%, so I'm basically stuck in a house where it's constantly 3 versus 1. To tell you the truth, I'm finding it a little difficult. On the other hand, she most certainly is very pregnant, and out of consideration for the baby, I don't want to do anything that might cause her stress. I feel kind of trapped.
Oh no, Anya. I think maybe it's best you come and stay with me. How does that sound?
Huh?
I know you stayed there to begin with because you had your own job to think about, and my transfer was only ever meant to last a year at the longest. But you started working from home after I moved away, which means you don't necessarily need to be in that house for work, right?
You do have a point. I've been working from home for about 6 months now, and what with everything that's been going on in the world, upper management decided recently that this style of working would be made permanent.
Well then, surely we can make it work somehow if you come out here to live with me. Besides, if you come soon while I'm still away on transfer, it'll be easier for us to figure out where we want to live next after my transfer period comes to an end. And at that point, we could just up sticks and leave together.
You make some good points. I'm gonna talk to my boss about this. I am technically classed as a remote worker, but I do still have to go into the office 2 or 3 times a month. The company covers my travel cost, but if I was to come and live with you in Delaware, they'd be covering plane tickets, which I kind of feel like I should let them know about in advance. You'd also have to make your place work from home suitable before I arrived.
Ah, I see. I never thought of that stuff. You're right. It's best we have all of our bases covered. One thing I can guarantee you is that the internet here is about as fast as it gets. I can convert the spare bedroom into a study too. Just say the word.
In that case, I'm pretty sure they'll give me the go-ahead right away. I have a few loose ends to tie up and some things to pack though, so would you mind waiting a little longer?
Sure thing. I just want you to know that you're welcome here anytime.
Thank you, Charlie. 2 weeks later.
Sylvie, I made up my mind. I don't need you.
You don't need me?
You were so lively and cheerful when you came back to stay with us. It seemed like you had nothing to do, so I thought it only made sense to have you wait on my every move. But you haven't been looking after me at all. I actually feel worse off for having you around.
That's hardly my fault when I have work to do, is it? Do you want me to get fired? I always go out of my way to keep an eye on you and make sure you're comfortable and have everything you need when I'm not working.
Not good enough. I'm simply and not satisfied with your service. My mommy will be taking care of everything from here on out, so you needn't bother coming near me anymore. Get out of this house right now. You're a negative influence on me and my baby. If you stay here even a second longer, it'll probably come out disabled. My morning sickness gets 100 times stronger every time I see your repulsive face.
Huh? Weren't you saying the other day how pleased you are that you hardly get morning sickness at all?
Shut up! I don't want to hear another word from you. Get out, get out, get out! Let me make this clear. Your very existence itself irritates me. Get out of this house at once, you barren wasteland of a woman. You couldn't even give my big brother a baby, could you?
You should know I'm never coming back if you change your mind and regret this. You won't be my problem anymore.
I never want to see your gross, disgusting face again.
Thanks for saying that. I'm actually more relieved to hear that than you could know.
Huh?
I've decided to go and live with Charlie in Delaware. I'm really grateful for your blessing. I was kind of stressing over how you might react, but with still not having give birth and all.
Huh?
The next day.
Anya, are you on your way now?
Hey, Charlie. Yeah, I'm just getting ready to board the plane. I'll lose signal, but it's not a long flight, so I should be back with you in an hour or so. Then, 3 trains later, I'll be knocking on your door.
Anya, listen. I just received word that Sylvie's been rushed away in an ambulance.
Wait, what? Why?
Apparently, she started getting severe stomach pains after eating my mom's cooking.
Your mom's cooking? Oh no, 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 no. She didn't, did she?
Yeah, I think she did. It's always been a rule in our household to check that the ingredients in Mom's section of the fridge aren't out of date or rotten before using them. No exceptions. It's been over 8 years since Sylvie flew the nest to go live on her own for college. And I'm guessing she totally forgot about Mom's unsanitary culinary habits.
Oh my, I think you might be right. I'd been cooking all of her meals since the moment she came back. Come to think of it, I don't think your mom cooked for her even once.
Not only that, but you've been cooking all of our family's meals for the last 2 years. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, without fail, every single day. Your food's not only delicious and safe to eat, but you made everything with a healthy balance of vitamins, nutrients, and minerals in mind. My family's probably never been this healthy. As a result, I think they might have let their guard down. They took your cooking for granted, and then when you were gone, well, this happened.
Obviously, I hope Sylvie's okay, but how's the baby? Have you heard anything?
Last I heard that she was experiencing labor pains and that she was most likely going to have the baby prematurely at the hospital.
Oh no, isn't that bad?
It's not great, but don't worry, you don't have to go. I took an emergency vacation from work and I'll be heading down on the first flight tomorrow morning.
Are you sure? I really don't mind.
I think it's for the best you don't. I can just see it now. My sister hurling nonsensical abuse at you from her hospital bed the moment you walk in about how this is all your fault. Things might change and we might need you to come on short notice, in which case I'll contact you. But for the time being, I'd really appreciate it if you could just hold tight.
Okay, I understand. The next evening.
Hey Anya, I'm sorry I took so long messaging you.
Hey Charlie, it's fine. How's Sylvie and the baby? Are they both okay? I've been really worried about them.
The birth went by without a hitch. I have a healthy 8-pound baby nephew. Sylvie's fine too, but how to put this? Another problem seems to have emerged.
Another problem? What happened?
Okay, so you know how Sylvie's husband is white?
Yes?
And you know how Sylvie's also white?
Yes, of course. What does this have to do with anything?
The thing is, the baby's black.
What? 1 month later.
Anya! Anya! Hello? Anya? Please, will you come back? Pretty please with a cherry on top. My brother knows how to cook for himself. He'll be fine on his own. You'll be able to come back, won't you? Won't you? You should be prioritizing me and my little boy. I'm in the mother of all pinches here, Anya. Please! Oh my god, how did things get this way?
Hello, Sylvie. I'm glad to hear you and your son are okay. I hate to have to tell you this, but even if I was to come back, I wouldn't be able to look after you like I was doing before.
Why not?
Things at work started going great when I moved out to Delaware to be with Charlie. He's really understanding of my remote work situation and goes to every effort to accommodate me. We also split the housework evenly. He's such a darling. I feel lucky to have him.
But I'm struggling here. How can you live with yourself being all happy and content like that when I'm out here struggling? Looking after a newborn baby is so hard, you wouldn't believe. Like, gosh, how do people even do this? Not only that, but mom's cooking is so bad, I fear for my life every time I eat.
Your mom's cooking?
It seems like me getting rushed away in an ambulance wasn't enough to make her learn her lesson. Because she insists on making me her special dishes every day without so much as a glance at expiration dates or whether there's a mold on the ingredients. I had no choice but to start cooking for myself. Can you imagine if my little Tyrone ate something she concocted? Not only that, but I caught her force-feeding him honey from a bottle with "not suitable for infants" clearly written on the label. He's only supposed to be on breast milk, but she keeps trying to feed him additive-riddled grown-up food. And rotten additive-riddled grown-up food at that. That woman is dangerous. My dad lacks a spine to do anything but look the other way and pretend it isn't happening, so he's no help either.
Where's your husband in all this?
He divorced me. Ugh, don't ask the questions you already know the answer to.
I see. So we really did end up divorcing over that, huh? Well, what about little Tyrone's real dad? What happened with him?
I don't know. He disappeared.
What?
Forget all that. None of it matters now. The point is you need to come home. You need to come home now. My ex-husband wants nothing to do with me. My only choice now is to raise him at my parents' house while trying to avoid either of us being hospitalized again by my mom's lethal cooking. The only people who were ever capable of keeping this place in functioning order were you and my brother. Please, me and Tyrone need you. Stop your complaining and just help us already. Ugh!
Nope, sorry, but I really can't do that.
Why not? I'm begging you here. Have you ever seen me like this? Have you? I'm not doing it for fun, I promise you. Please, I'm desperate here.
I have a question for you, Sylvie. Did you notice how unhealthy living with you made me?
Huh?
Not only did your mom force me to do all the housework and cooking, but when you showed up out of nowhere, so pregnant you were ready to burst and demanded I be your live-in carer going on slave. To make matters worse, none of you seemed to understand the meaning of remote work and interrupted me upwards of 20 times a day, resulting in me barely ever getting anything done. My body was sending me desperate signals to get out. Then Charlie sent me a lifeboat and invited me to live with him, so here I am. Finally recovering while being reminded what it's like to live a normal life. And you suddenly demand I throw all of that away to come back and live with you guys in the madhouse?
You can't blame us for that. I bet you just weren't looking after your health properly, or not scheduling properly or something. That's got nothing to do with us. Don't you dare try and blame your poor lifestyle choices on me and my family.
I see. Yeah, there's no way I'm coming back.
Why?
Good luck with everything. Goodbye. Later on, my in-laws agreed to let Sylvie and the boy with the mystery father stay with them indefinitely through gritted teeth, since she genuinely had nowhere else to go. But I hear her relationship with the two of them is more tense than ever. In spite of that, her mom and dad are still the only people in the world she has to rely on. But her mother, being the worst combination of slovenly and stubborn conceivable, is even worse at child rearing than she is cooking. The hostile atmosphere that fills the house day in, day out as a result of mother and daughter constantly locking horns is so thick, you could cut it with a knife. Upon seeing the horrific state of things, one of Sylvie's dad friends suggested they left Tyrone in the care of a foster home run by a lovely couple he knows. Apparently, Sylvie wasn't opposed to the idea. Little Tyrone's innocent in all this, and the thought of him growing up in such an unpleasant atmosphere turns my stomach. I was relieved to hear about the plans to put him up for adoption. As for Sylvie, she owes heaps in compensation to her ex-husband, so she'll have no choice but to return to the world of work soon enough. Something tells me she won't be getting much time to rest from now on.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.